Hello, this is Chavita, and welcome to episode 0 of 7 Days to Die. I just wanted to use this episode to go over some settings right quick. Here's my video settings. If I get any questions, I'll probably refer you all back to this episode. As needed, I might play with the gamma if we're going to some really dark areas, or kind of help you all see what's going on. As far as audio settings, not much to look at. Let's go over the game settings. A seed that was recommended to me by a friend was carrot cake. Seemed to get pretty good results with that. Difficulty, I have it set on warrior, which is just one notch above default difficulty. Daylight length is set to 18. Basically, that just kind of controls when the game considers it to be morning and that the zombies will stop running. So with 18, that sets it to where at 4 o'clock they'll no longer be running. No matter what you do with this number, they always start running at 10 o'clock. Zombies run, just have it on default. That means they'll walk during the day, run at night. Scroll down here, 24-hour cycle, so every 50 minutes will be one day in the game. Block durability, you can set that higher or lower. I just have it at default. That affects durability of blocks for both you and the zombies, so everything will be either harder or easier to break. Normal loot abundance. I do usually play with 5 days for loot respawn, just kind of in case we get unlucky with like trying to find towns or stuff. We can always go back and kind of re-scavenge places that we've already been. I do believe that helps with bird nests as well, so getting feathers, I think. I have it set to where on death I drop only my backpack. That just ensures that I always have something on my action bar to kind of help get my backpack or my main inventory back. Enemy memory, can make it to where basically they just won't chase you for as long. And mark airdrops, that's a new feature that I actually really love, because I don't know, I'd get airdrops and I'd, if I wasn't just, from the very beginning of the day planning on, at noon I gotta go run and get an airdrop, I'd get distracted and forget, and next thing I know, I'm inside of a building and my airdrop comes and I have no clue where it is. So this just allows me to tend to that a little bit more on my own time. Without further ado, I think we'll go ahead and generate this world, and we'll be back. Okay, got a fresh new world. Just wanted to take a moment to kind of almost like a little bit of a tutorial. If you're already familiar with the interface, feel free to skip this part of the video. This is just for if you somehow have never heard of 7 Days to Die and you want to get an idea of what the interface is and whatnot. As far as the nitty-gritties, I'll just go over that as we come onto it in the series. So, obviously this is the inventory. You just hit tab to open it up. I believe that's the default. So we've got our inventory here. This is kind of our crafting area. There's a search blank if you wanted to, stone axe. Okay, and there's a stone axe. So that's kind of the crafting area. Super easy to find stuff. It's broken down into categories, so we got like building, resources, ammo and weapons, tools and traps. You get the idea. There's also kind of like a little tutorial when you first enter the game. Like this is the very first quest you get is, to craft a stone axe, and then it has your list what you need. Obviously I have nothing. Next up, they kind of gone with an all-in-one UI, which I really like. So I can hit tab to open my inventory, or I can just hit character, but once I'm in here I can just switch to anything. But anyway, character screen, we got places to equip gear, pretty standard for games. You have active effects over here, so if you get a little debuff, it might show up in this bottom left corner. You'll be able to see what they are here, select them, and then actually get a description of what they do. And if it's something like a debuff, it'll even show you possible ways to remove said debuff. So it's quite nice. I also have these are like resistances to various things. So the little umbrella is how wet you are. The thermometer is how hot or cold. And then there's radiation, fire. I think that's piercing, and then or slashing, and then some kind of like maybe blunt resistance. Okay, wellness. Wellness is what determines your maximum health and stamina. So if you notice here, we have 100 out of 200. So we're at 100. Guess what? We have 100 stamina, 100 health. As we cook better food, the better food and drink will increase our wellness, which will then increase our maximum. But if you have a lot of devs, or you can't find food or water for prolonged periods of time, if it doesn't outright kill you, will at least lower your wellness. Here's our food and water bars. It's pretty straightforward. It gets low, you eat food, it gets higher. This is the temperature, is kind of what it feels like to us. If it gets too high, you could get heat stroke. Too low, frostbite. So I think that covers that pretty well. Got our map. It's pretty straightforward. You can right click, do like a quick waypoint, and then you can see it at the top on your compass. You can also do save waypoint, pick your icon, you can even name it. Let's put something in there for time being, and then your waypoints will be listed over here. So it's like, oh, safe house, click on it, and then let's see here. I think there's a show on map, and then it will center on that wherever you are. So let's track it. Show on map. There we go. Show on map. Can also track it, and it will show up on the compass as well. I believe they should kind of show up anyway on the compass, but they'll be much less apparent. And the further you get away from them, they'll just kind of almost be invisible if they show at all. So you can also, of course, remove waypoints. If you're playing with people, you can share with this button, and then you have your shared waypoints with similar controls. Skills, there's a lot of skills. They're broken down much the same way as the crafting. So we got weapons, tools, clothing, kind of broken into two categories. There's perks that there's just maybe a few levels. They cost more than one level up point. The only way you can get them is by buying them with your skill points. However, in contrast, you have your actual skills such as archery that will level up as you use your bow and arrow or crossbow. You can still spend points to level them, but you could just grind them out just by using it. But you get the idea. Okay, well, I think this will wrap up the episode quite nicely. Wanted to keep it kind of short and sweet. This was Javita, and thanks for watching. Peace.